I'm Bridget Bartlett. I'm the Deputy Chief Executive of the Chartered Institute of Building. We are the professional body that represents chartered construction managers. Those are the people that build the larger projects that you see every day: hospitals, infrastructure, multi-storey, high-rise offices, hospitals, the larger projects. Generally speaking, about 37,000 in the UK and just under 10,000 internationally. And that includes students of about 6,000. Currently, my main area of responsibility is to deputise for the Chief Executive and everything that he does, whilst he's not around. And that includes external liaison policy, and I'm increasingly becoming more involved in Construction Industry Council's diversity panel, which I chair, and issues around education, particularly 14 to 19 education. In terms of my day-to-day role, I'm still responsible for the operations directorate, so my role includes all membership processes, education, qualifications, and the branch network both in the UK and internationally.
My name's Lorraine Dark. I work for the Business Continuity Institute as Executive Director. Our members are business continuity practitioners, and in effect they're responsible for ensuring that their organisations are resilient. If anything hits their organisation, they'll be able to respond and make that sure that organisation can continue to trade.
My name is Rachel Evans and I work for the Society for Endocrinology, and I am Head of Membership and Professional Affairs. So the Society is a UK-based member organisation, and we represent a global community of nurses, clinicians and scientists, with a major focus on education. So we do that in a number of ways. We run educational events, academic events, and we also publish academic publications, and we also have a strong focus on public education as well, so we do a lot of public engagement events.
Our members are engaged with our organisation to a fairly great extent. In terms of how active that is, about 10% are actively engaged in branch activities. They may sit on committees or centre groups, or they may attend physically CPD events. By far the most engagement we get from our members is through social media, and that's been more prevalent in the last few years. There's about 20,000 of our members who are engaged in social media very actively, and they have their own groups and they discuss all manner of things. So I go inside those groups and have a look very regularly as to what it is they're talking about and what they're engaging with and what's important to them. I don't see passive members as being a problem, as long as they pay their subs annually and promptly, because I think for many people what they want from their professional body is their qualification and their post-nominals, and they're probably satisfied by receiving what we provide on our website and what we provide to them in terms of a magazine that comes through their letterbox. And I think that it will always be the case that the majority of our members will be passive. I think it's unrealistic to expect otherwise. One of our most successful initiatives has been the creation of Novus, our young members version of CIOB, and that is now gathering momentum itself. The main reasons we do that is obviously to support undergraduates and then to support them once they actually transition to the world of work. So they get peer support, and we enable them to actually run it their own way rather than impose a lot of member regulations on them. And we find that young people have got fantastic ideas, and so they roll with that. The value of that and the success of that we can see now in those early starters of our Novus being involved in our governance. In fact, we have one of them on our board of trustees.
Membership engagement is it's quite difficult to define because it depends on the level of engagement. So we get some members that just, I think if we cut them open they'd have BCI running through them like a stick of rock. They're so passionate about it, and they will be the board members and our Global Membership Council members, and other members are less engaged, but they will be people who regularly they'll regularly fill in surveys, so we can get their views that way. So I would say somewhere between 5 and 20%. It's really hard to quantify. I wouldn't say passive members are a problem, but I would say the majority of people join our institute because they want the credentials and the letters after their name, and if they're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. It's a shame for them because we do offer a lot of opportunities to network and really look at our research projects and our thought leadership papers. So if that's the level of engagement they want, that's fine, but I think they're missing out. Social media, which we've really focused on in the last 18 months or so, has engaged a lot more members. We've noticed that the responses and the replies and the inputs growing quite a lot. So I think that really is quick and easy for members, and you can get a short, important point across very quickly and very easily. Membership retention is always challenging for any organisation, but I don't think we do too badly. We have two types of membership: our certified members, who've passed an exam and gone through an assessment process, and we get about a 90% retention rate on those. We also have affiliate members, just those people who are interested in the discipline, and we get about a 50% retention rate on that. And it's virtually consistent internationally. Business continuity is quite interesting as a discipline because it's not long and established like the law or medicine. It's a new discipline, it's growing, and people to date haven't really chosen it as a career. A lot of people will find themselves suddenly responsible for continuity and resilience within their organisation. So they come to us saying, I need to know about it, I need training, I need certification, and then perhaps they'll only do that job for 2 or 3 years, and they will then move on. So that's where we lose most of our members. But that said, more and more universities are beginning to offer organisational resilience or business continuity courses. So I think as a career choice in the future, it should grow.
So with regards to retention, our current value is about 86% retention, which we regard as pretty high. Obviously we want to reduce the lapsed members. We've realised over time why people leave, and it seems more than likely to be the younger scientists. So they come in for maybe 3 years when they're doing their PhD. They get the benefits of the grants and online publications, and then leave after when their focus changes. The other area where we see a big lapse of people is women in science, between the 25 to 35-year-old age group, when they've gone to have families, because job security, there's no permanent jobs really, so there's a lot of grant work, so they see it as an option that they can't go back to work, so they leave. We run a number of campaigns to address retention issues. We run an extensive grants portfolio which we hope would keep members with us. We also run targeted training events, so specifically for our scientists, for our nurses and for our clinicians. And we also have a varying membership categories, so there's a varying degree of how much you pay depending on what level you are within your career. But we also do offer career break subscriptions, registrations to the society as well.
We recently surveyed our members across the world, and very high on the list, they really value our free online CPD, which enables them to keep on top of their specialisms around the clock, really, whenever they have spare time. Outside of that, but apart from the fact that they all value their qualification, and the fact that our qualification is benchmarked to an honours degree gives them, a great sense of achievement, is the networking they get. They value that a lot, and that's why the face-to-face is so important and will probably never really completely be taken over by any digital communication. I think that the best way to do it is to role model it, and if you have senior people out there in the industry that are your fellows and are your members and can talk about their careers and the importance of professionalism and what it has given them in terms of their ongoing development of their career, I think that's very powerful. Our young Novus members always like to mix with the senior people because they learn a lot from that. In fact, we have a global student challenge every year, and last year for the first time we made the prize not just a monetary gift but a mentoring by 4 past presidents that made an enormous difference to the attraction of students to enter the competition, and for those who were lucky enough to win, they found themselves really having a very good experience that enabled them to progress their careers rapidly.
So the best way to communicate, we found, is in a number of different ways, and because we've got such a diverse membership, they all like having information given to them in different ways. So the best way to reach everybody has been the website. That gets information across really well. We also run targeted emails to the different sections of our membership, so maybe the trainees, the seniors, nurses. Also we have a quarterly magazine, and also we have a monthly email alert, but everything's put out via a member point of view rather than us, the office, telling people what they're doing. We get members to tell members what they're doing and about their experiences and how the society can benefit them being a member.
We have looked at our member relations fairly critically, and our members are generally fairly well satisfied, and we think that is because we've got a very good communication structure with them. The branches have regular communication with the centre, and there's the opportunity for them to attend time zone meetings wherever they are in the world to actually look at the issues that affect them. And then annually they have this Members Forum, which is a 4-day, very intensive but very useful event for the CIOB, whereby they come together from across the world and they hash out any issues that they have, and we are able to relate to those face to face. It's very much about listening to what members have to say and then responding to their needs and making sure that we've heard their voices in the way we move forward, because there's no point in moving at a pace if you don't have member support behind you.
I think our biggest challenge is working in an international landscape. It's incredibly hard when you have demands for different languages. I think we're running at about 10 languages at the moment. Our exams in 6 languages. Training, it's just incredibly difficult. And some of those are very niche, but we want to try and be as equitable as we possibly can. And the other challenge we have are just too many ideas and not enough time or resources to be able to deliver everything that we can see that our members would value.
We survey our members. We haven't done it for quite some time. We've recently just done a survey where we asked basic demographics, so what level they are in their training, if you like, in their career, where they live, how many years have they been a member. We also asked them about their satisfaction and engagement levels with the society, how informed they feel they are with the society and their perception of the society. And we also asked them subject-specific areas such as careers or policy or education, so we can get some specific answers back from them. What we then do with the results, we'll discuss them internally. We will then put out a executive summary to the members to say, well, thank you, and this is what we found. We will then discuss with our council and officers the responses, and then if we can get anything solid from that, we can either amend or develop new initiatives depending on resources as well. The key challenges regarding member relations is we have a diverse membership, so we need to balance those priorities, and sometimes that's quite tricky because some areas of the membership may think that others are getting more focus than they are, so that's quite tricky to balance that out. So going along with that also, we have to manage member expectations, so sometimes members want a lot more than we can deliver resource-wise, so we've only got a limited budget and we obviously need to stay within that budget. And another key challenge is internally, staff have to be mindful that our members are volunteers, so anything we ask them to do, they're doing in their own time, so we cannot expect a quick response or an immediate response, so we just have to bear that in mind.
It's a great sector to work in, and that's, you know, it's very vibrant, and whilst we might look a little bit old-fashioned behind our crests and our our traditions, this sector is making a real difference to the UK economy, to the global economy, and I think that we probably hide our light under a bushel and we shouldn't.